Well, Lark, we're going back in time this morning. It's not 2005. It is 1955, and I'm not on the set of Happy Days. I am in the basement of Barbara Castle's home. She took her 50s collection and has made it into an experience, and we're doing just that this morning. We're going to meet Barbara, plus find out how she got all of this together and why. And if you have some collectibles at home, we have an antique dealer that's going to come out and tell us how you can get started yourself.
Remember a time when postage stamps cost 3 cents, poodle skirts were a fashion statement, and everybody liked Ike.
Holly Morris is going back to the 50s with the Hagerstown family. Hi, Holly.
Well, good morning to you. I'm just bebopping away this morning in my own little diner in Hagerstown. Actually, I'm playing pinball because I'm passing the time because these guys, John and Barbara, are dancing, and I'm just waiting to cut in. That's what I'm waiting to do. Okay, guys, stop, 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 stop. Are you stuck in the 50s?
Yes.
And you don't ever want to come out, right?
No.
Okay, so this is too much fun. Tell me how this all got started.
Well, John traveled a lot when he worked for the government, and when he retired, he said, I don't want to travel. I said, okay, as long as I can do what I want. Okay. And we moved to a smaller house, and the basement wasn't finished, and I said, I want a 50s diner, a TikTok too from our childhood, from my teenage hangout.
And John, you said?
Sure, I'll go along with it.
I'll go along with it, and that's why they've been married 45 years. All right, well, kind of take us around here. Tell me how you got all this stuff, what it all means.
Well, a lot of it was given to us. We were very lucky with a lot of things, and a young couple helped us find booths. We wanted original wooden booths that were in the TikTok, but they would have been new, and I told John we'll let people scratch their names in it. No, no, no. I said, okay, then if you're not going to let me scratch them up, we'll just get the vinyl. But that's the high school where I went to high school.
And you're from West Virginia.
West Virginia.
West Virginia. West
Yes.
Virginia. And so with that, really, a lot of this comes from your own hometown. And
yeah.
When you're here, I mean, why was it so important for you to really preserve this decade in that time in your life?
It was just for the memories. The 50s were a good time, had some bad times, but they were
happy days.
And in our little town, it was a very typical 50s town. Happy Days could have been filmed there, and those feelings just stayed with me. And so then we started. The first thing we got was the jukebox, and then we got the floor, and then the booth,
and you're still adding as you go?
Oh, yes.
Are there things that you remember, like this morning, it was so funny, because she's like, oh, I got to take these donuts downstairs, because there definitely would be donuts at the diner.
Yes. And this milkshake maker came from the smokehouse in Keystone, where John shot pool as a teenager. And a friend of his ran down there when they were demolishing the building and rescued the milkshake maker.
And John, what do you say about all this?
Yep.
It's fine. That's John's role this morning. All right, well, let's kind of walk in here, or we can bebop in here, because you got some fun stuff in here as well. Okay, what do we got?
Okay, well, our high school was closed about 35 years ago. So I have the intercom box from the high school, and these seats are from our old high school auditorium. And there are some names engraved on here, and if classmates ever get back, they can see their names somewhere on here. And
Are you like the chair of the class reunion? You have to be.
I'm a historian, yes, I'm a historian. And in fact, they call this the TV from the Twilight Zone. When it warms up, it's a typical 50s thing. And
it's black and white.
Yeah.
And tell me about this helmet, because this is a pretty fun story as well.
Well, that helmet is from a rival high school.
Ooh.
We were Welch Maroonways, and they were the Gary Coal Diggers. And we would fight over a beer barrel every year. And the replica of the beer barrel is sitting in there. And this is one of the helmets from the opposing team.
And there's the picture trying to lock up. That
yes.
is authentic television.
That is typical.
Now, do you still try to look for things to add to your collection?
Oh, yes. Anything. Now, this tree, the ornaments are from our childhood. Mine and John's the ornament. The bubble lights are new for safety reasons, but all these ornaments were, and all these toys underneath are our own personal toys from our childhood.
What are you going to do with this all one day?
Well, I don't... yeah, eBay.
John said eBay. He has a new line.
And our daughter also says eBay.
If you had to remember one thing from the 50s, one thing that maybe people don't know, what would you say?
I think it was the friendship, the closeness, and the bond. And after 50 years, we still have that bond. We have a high school reunion every 3 years called Welch High School Fabulous 50s.
I knew you were the chair. See, I don't bring out my poodle skirt for just anyone. And you know what she said when I got here? She said, you got to tell me about your date last night. And I said, you know what? He asked me to go steady. Look, I got his class ring. We're going to continue to... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say pajama parties. Too.
Pajamas parties.
Yeah.
All right, so next hour, because if this has inspired you to perhaps turn your basement into some kind of decade, we're going to have an expert come out and tell us how you can start doing just that. Until then, John, can you get another quarter, dime, whatever it cost back then, and get that jukebox going, because we're going to dance until then. Back to you guys.
I think that quarter might keep you going for a while.
All right. Thanks, Holly.
All right, I want to check in right now with Julie Wright and find out what's happening out on the roads right now.
We're going back to a time where gloves were a part of everyday wear for women and not in winter. We're talking about the 50s, where one woman has turned her home into a virtual museum. And you could be sitting on some valuable collectibles and not even know it. Holly's going to get some advice from an antique dealer. Still ahead.